Racing to the 2020 Kentucky Derby. It's the first Saturday in May, and yes, this year it's the Arkansas Derby split into two divisions with 22 horses. It probably would have been better to have one really good race. They do have a little bit of a watered down division and some fringe contenders in both halves, but let's take a look at race 11, the first division of Arkansas Derby 1, and the big race favorite projected to be right around 4 to 5 is Charlatan. And he has started off his career with back-to-back wins, Brisnet speed figures, over 100, 101 and 105. He's by Spacetown out of a Quiet American mare, and Charlatan has just dominated the competition in both his races, winning by 5 lengths and by 10 lengths. He didn't start his career until mid-February, February 16th, but that second win, the allowance win at a flat mile, was a nice time and good fractions. He went par for the half mile, above par for the second call. And in his first race, he ran fast all the way around on the clock. They stopped the timer in 1:08 and 4. The big question for Charlatan, he's been working well, 6 furlongs in 1:12, 7 furlongs in 1:25, is the pedigree a little bit. Spacetown, and also he's got his ship surfaces. Usually doesn't seem to be a factor for Bob Baffert when he goes to Oaklawn. And he does got to face a little bit overall better field of horses than he has faced in his first 2 horses. So Charlatan, the big favorite here, the bullseye on his back in race 11. My Friend's Beer. Now he's at 8 lifetime starts, a little bit slower. His best speed figure has been a 90 Brisnet, and that just does not put him competitively in. We need about a 93 or 94 in this race. Momosa, he seems to be regressing after a big win at Turfway Park. Last 2 races he lost by 44 lengths and 5 lengths. Another one with a speed figure of right around 85 to 90 projected for this race, and that's just not going to get it done. Now, Gouverneur Morris ran in the Grade 1 Florida Derby, losing to division leader Tiz the Law in his most recent race. It was a nice effort. He got a little bit shuffled back at the beginning of the race. The fractions were kind of fast, and I like the fact that Gouverneur Morris kind of just kept on plugging away, kept on going after it. That was after a win on February 14th, so he'd had a little bit of time off since his big victory, and he's still only a horse with 4 lifetime races, including a win at 5.5 furlongs last September, when he debuted with a 9-length victory at Saratoga. In a second race, he ran against Maxfield, but he kind of went against the flow of that race, so he's still kind of trying to get in a groove here. This will be his first time that he's really had back-to-back races within a 4-week stretch. He does have to ship surfaces. Todd Pletcher does well at Oaklawn Park, and Gouverneur Morris will probably be the most likely second favorite in this first division of the Arkansas Derby. I think Gouverneur Morris has a good shot. He should like the distance, and be interesting to see how the constitutions as they mature here this spring and summer. Jungle Runner is going to be a long shot for Steve Asmussen. He's lost his last 3 races by 14 lengths, 18 lengths, and 22 lengths. I can't really see any reason why he should wake up in this spot. Shooter's Shoot is a victory in his last race at Oaklawn Park. I like the fact that 2 or 3 races ago he ran against Charlatan in a maiden race, who beat him by 5 lengths, but that was that fast race. Then he came back with back-to-back victories, including back-to-back wins at a mile. He beat Blackberry Wine in his most recent race. Smokin' Joe Talamo rides, and Competitive Edge is the sire out of a Bernardini mare. He's another one, he'll get a little bit of play. I like the fact that he got it out of victory last time out, but he is going to kind of get the quick turnaround here, and I'm not sure turning back so quickly is going to work in the advantage of Shooter's Shoot, but I do think he's a nice horse. Wrecking Crew upset the Del Mar Futurity last year, and actually he got second in the Del Mar Futurity to a long shot Nucky. And that race kind of just fell apart when 8 Rings was favored in that race and lost his rider. And then Wrecking Crew is kind of disappointed in his last 2 starts. 42-length loss, a 16-length loss. Again, another one. He'll probably show a little bit more speed here. I'm just not sure he's ready to go 9 furlongs with these type of horses. Annie Dior is an interesting horse. He ran second in the Los Al Futurity, second in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile at a price, and then in the Risen Star, he kind of just faded back, but he's really been working forwardly ever since that race. 6 furlongs in 112, and then another 6 furlong race at 113. I like the fact he's been working out at Golden Gate. I like the speed workout on April 18th, 3 furlongs and 36 and change. They were originally pointing for the Santa Anita Derby. Then when that race got postponed, they kind of made it up to Oaklawn Park. I think he sits here in the top 3 of this division, and he's going to go synthetic to dirt. He gets a short stretch here at Oaklawn Park, and I think that should benefit him rather than the long stretch at the fairgrounds. And Juan Hernandez stays on him, gets back on him after Joe Rosario rode him the last time. I think Ete Indien could really bounce back in this spot. He should like the distance, and I like the synthetic workouts going back to the dirt and the short stretch of Oaklawn Park. Winning Impression is a Dallas Stewart trainee, picked up a win the last time out with an 89 Brisnet. He should run in the higher 80s in this spot. I think he has a shot because he can lay off the pace, and Dallas Stewart has a tendency to run in the superfecta number at a price in these type of races. Crypto Cash, Ken McPeak sends this one out. He's been running evenly in both his starts this year. I think he's another one who will appreciate the stretch out here and should run well, although the pedigree on the sire side is a little bit more sprinty. Crypto Clearance adds a little bit more distance and stamina and a little bit more sturdy pedigree on the mare side. Rounding out the field is Basin. Basin ran in the slop both times this year. He picked up a win in the slop in the Hopeful. I've always had distance limitations for Basin. I just don't think he's going to be a distance type horse. He drew on the outside. I don't think that's a good factor for him. He did run evenly in both the last 2 races, the Oaklawn and the Rebel, but I thought the Oaklawn race actually wasn't that good of a race, and the race kind of fell apart, and he still couldn't kind of close into those fractions. So I think Basin is probably going to regress here in this spot. I think it's down to 3 horses, Charlatan, Annie Dior, and Governor Morris, the 3 favorites. I do think Governor Morris has a strong shot if Charlatan can't go 1 1/8, but Charlatan with the 2 big Brisnet speed figures, he should be 3 to 5 to 4 to 5 in this spot. Who do you like in the Arkansas Derby 1? Leave a comment below. Hit subscribe as we try to get to 500 subscribers. And who do you like? Share this video with all your horse racing friends. Arkansas Derby 1 goes as race number 11 on Saturday.